Hi, I'm Jennifer Anderson, Superstar Director of Radiant Rockstars. It's Tuesday night, Rockstar Rally Night, my favorite night of the week where I get to spend it with all of you. And I just came back from Scentsy Superstar Director Summit at our home office in Boise, Idaho. And I basically just wanted to tell you all about it. I wanted to tell you about my experience, things I learned, and also maybe give you a little bit of insight into the heart of our company. And so tonight's message might be a little bit more of a heart story, and it might be practical for you. You might learn some practical things that you can apply in your business. But so for me, I remember building my business and promoting to director, promoting to star director, and seeing all these people go to Superstar Director Summit and just being like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. For me, that was like the pinnacle, the peak, like the tippy top. Like if I could get to Superstar Director Summit, it just seemed like such an exclusive, cool club and moment that I like really wanted to be a part of. And I remember watching people go, and just like, for me, that was like on the top of my dream list of like things I wanted to accomplish in Scentsy. And one of them was Superstar Director Summit. Like it was a huge deal. And I remember watching people go and thinking like, man, I really, really want that to be me. And then in 2016, I promoted to Superstar Director, which is the top of the company. And then in 2017, I got to attend my first Superstar Director Summit, and it blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. And I went back again in 2018, and in 2019, they had Summit while I was like giving birth to Riley. So I couldn't go. And that was the year that they opened up the product development room, and they let all the Superstar Directors go into this like exclusive room of things that have never been released to the public, and they let them pick anything and take it home. And I was like, oh my gosh, I never got to do that. I can't believe that I'm missing this. I mean, Riley's worth it. It's okay. Riley's more valuable than a one-off Scentsy warmer, but I thought, what a really cool, amazing experience. And I was so bummed that I missed it, to be honest with you. And I thought it was like a once in a lifetime deal. Well, I got to go to Superstar Director Summit this year, and they offered that again, which I'll tell you about a little later. In fact, I should have brought the warmer downstairs. Oh, it's upstairs. But so if you were watching along in my stories or just paying attention to, Scentsy hashtags and seeing what was happening over the last several days with Scentsy, it was an incredible, wonderful experience where we were spoiled and felt loved, and where we were received with like open arms and gratitude. Like it was so amazing to see people in home office, like they literally looked at us with gratitude, and they were like, thank you for doing what you do. And I'm like, what? Like, thank you. Like this, like I'm just like earning a living. And they were like, and they put it into perspective, and they literally told us time and time and time again, it's because of you. And they're not just saying Superstar Directors, they mean consultants, like all consultants. They said, it's because of you that we had jobs during COVID. It's because of you that we could still feed our families. It's because of you and what you have done and what you continue to do that, we don't have to look for assistance or put our houses on the market, or, like it was just incredible to hear those stories again and again and again. And it really put things into perspective. And I think sometimes we forget about all of that. We're so like warmers, wax, new catalog, harvest collection, customers, hosts, promoting trips, that we forget that there are literally thousands of people who are employed by Scentsy that get to have jobs because we sell Scentsy, right? People in manufacturing, packaging, shipping, like even down to like product development and designing warmers and coming up with fragrances and putting warmers in boxes to send to UPS and and security guards who drive around the Scentsy campus. Like, they're all employed because of what we do. And it was really cool to see that kind of come full circle and then just realize it's so much bigger than like just me or just you or just us, you know? It was a really, really cool thing to realize. And I'm always reminded of that anytime I go to home office and go to Scentsy. It's just like a beautiful, like, come to earth moment, you know? So it was really amazing. So the first day we showed up to a place called Willow, which is a lake that Heidi and Orville own, and there's an event center there, and they took us all there, and they had all of our names like laid out in stakes on the ground. And it was really cool to see this giant global company put my name on a plaque and like stick it in the ground. Like, it was just amazing. You know what I mean? That they had recognized me, Jennifer Anderson. It was wonderful. And to think that Scentsy is so big and giant and huge, but like they saw me, it was a really moving experience, and I felt very loved and appreciated. And so we spent the entire first day at Willowbridge at this event center, and it was really a full day of training. I mean, 8 hours of training. We had a little break for lunch in the middle, but it was 8 solid hours of training. And I told all of my friends and peers at the end of the day, I was like, you know what? I don't think I've ever been in a training where my attention was actually captivated for 8 solid hours. They did such an incredible job of hitting like all the different communication styles and love languages and topics just to keep you engaged and interested the whole time. And I learned so much and had a lot of aha moments and like eye-opening experiences that day that I really do think are going to affect my business for years to come, not just like this season. But what I loved is that the theme of the whole day were our core values: simplicity, authenticity, and generosity. And so I want to share some of those things with you and share some of the things that I learned as we talked about and explored simplicity, as we discussed authenticity, which is probably the hardest part in this business. And I'll talk about why. And then generosity. It was really awesome. I even brought my notes out because I wanted to share some things that I learned with you. But, let me also share this with you. There are 390 superstar directors in the company as of today. 390, okay? So there's like over 280,000 consultants, right? And there are 390 superstar directors. So, but 30% of those of those SSDs, 30% have promoted to SSD since 2019. So 30% of all of our superstar directors have promoted in the last 2 years. Some of them 2019, some of them 2020, some of them 2021. But if that doesn't tell you that there's incredible opportunity and that people are still promoting, you know, like a lot of companies reach this plateau where nobody reaches the top anymore, and it's only the people who like were on the ground level. You know what I mean? Some kind of companies get like that. They get stale. Some kind of companies don't have good compensation structures in place to where people can't promote. That opportunity is still here with Scentsy, and in fact, it's bigger than ever. If 30% of our SSCs have promoted in the last 2 years and we're a 17-year-old company, that tells you that the majority of SSDs have been promoting in the last couple of years, which means that opportunity is ripe for the picking for you. So just keep that in the back of your mind as you think about your business growing. But so Dan Orchard, our president, came and he talked to us about Orville's Code of the Campfire. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I want you after this call to go to YouTube and search Orville Thompson Campfire Speech, Campfire Code, whatever. Search that. It is one of the most beautiful talks. And he talks about Scentsy as a whole and just like our community and really how we work together. And it's about collaboration, not competition. And I think that sets us apart from all the other companies in the world. And frankly, this week did nothing but solidify my decision to be with Scentsy for the rest of my life. So Dan Orchard talked about the code of the campfire and reinforced that there's room for everyone. And as the fire grows and gets hotter, we just move back so the circle can get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And there are a few things we have to do, like we have to keep feeding the fire, but we don't go and get wood at the expense of someone else. There were a lot of beautiful analogies, and I highly recommend that you watch Orville's Code of the Campfire speech. But he talked about Scentsy culture, what we have today, and he just reminded us that, Scentsy culture belongs to us. We're the ones who drive that culture. Us, me and you. We're the ones who get to decide what Scentsy culture looks like. We're the ones who get to decide if it's like weird and salesy and gross and spammy, or if it's about love and connection and kindness and light and helping other people. If it's about genuine relationship building, we're the ones who get to decide that. And so don't ever forget that not only the ownership of Scentsy culture belongs to us, but also the responsibility of maintaining the beautiful culture that we already have belongs to us. Deb Bowden, if you've seen her before or seen her around, she is our Chief Communications Officer. She got up and talked about simplicity. And I love this quote. I wrote it down from Deb, and she said, "There's no secret to leadership success. It's more about precision of proven practices, doing them consistently and executing them well." And I literally wrote that down because you know what? Like all the time, even when I'm coaching consultants or somebody new joins Scentsy and they just want to know, what's the secret? What are the tips and tricks you can give me? What's the thing I got to do to get the paycheck or get promoted? Like what's the secret? Just tell me how to do this kind of thing. And Deb just laid it out flat. There is no secret. It's about precision and proven practices. And you guys, what are the proven practices? Big Business Blueprint. Big Business Blueprint, which we've already done and talked about. And if you don't know what that is, it's on my YouTube channel. The 4 building blocks of a great business: sales, recruiting, sponsoring, and personal growth. Those are the proven practices. So it's about precision in those. It's about doing those things and doing them well. That's it. It's about being the best at sales, being the best at recruiting, the best at sponsoring, the best at personal growth. It's about looking at those very simple, proven practices and being the freaking best at it. Make that your mission. Simple things, precisely, better than anyone else. That's it. It's about laser focus. And I thought that was so profound because we're always coming to Rockstar Rally or a coaching call or a training, and we're looking for that one thing that's going to blow our mind, or that one nugget that's going to change our business, or what can I add? What new thing can I do? What can I add into my business? And guys, it's not about adding anything. It's not about doing more. She gave us a quote that says this. She said, "It seems that perfection is attained not when we have things to add, but rather when there is nothing more to take away." It's not about doing more or finding a new idea. It's not about some new party trick that's going to change the way that you party forever. It's about proven practices, doing them precisely, and being the best at it. And to me, I thought that was so profound. Well, then we moved on to authenticity. We talked about authenticity a lot, and authenticity is honestly my favorite core value because it means that I can be me and you can be you, and we can both be wildly successful. We don't have to look the same, sound the same, have the same journey, think the same ideas. We don't have to, you can literally listen to everything I say and be like, I disagree, and that would be okay. And you could go be successful. And there are people who are as successful or more successful than me who have completely different practices than I do, right? And authenticity is my favorite part of this business because it also says that anyone can be here. Anyone fits here. Anyone is home. Anyone deserves to be here. But here's the struggle. Authenticity is probably the hardest one to nail down because most of you, myself included, at times don't know who we really authentically are. We're not comfortable in our own skin. How many of you have been faced with a task in your business or an idea or something you had to overcome or just something going on in your business where you looked at that and you were like, I don't think I can do that. I don't think I have that in me. I'm not cut out for that. I'm not capable of doing that thing, right? That's called imposter syndrome. And imposter syndrome prevents us from being authentic and prevents us from being our authentic selves. Guys, superstar directors also feel that way. It doesn't matter like the accolades, the awards, your title, imposter syndrome affects everyone. Everyone feels inadequate at some point in their life and in their journey and in their business. And you might be looking at me and like, you say like, no way, I totally got this. I've always been super confident. You're lying. That's okay. But there are going to be times in your business, or maybe there have been times, or maybe you're in the middle of a time right now where you're looking at your business journey or what it takes to get you to the next step. And you're thinking like, I just don't have what it takes. Or I can't do Facebook parties because I can't go live. That's not for me. I don't have that skill. I don't think I can do this. Oh my gosh, I can't show up to Rockstar Rally because there's all these people who know what they're doing and I'll just be there like not knowing what I'm doing, and like that's all forms of imposter syndrome. And I had a couple of aha moments during this talk about authenticity. But a couple of things I wrote down were, she said this, she said, change your thoughts about your inadequacy. Rather than thinking of all the reasons you're not qualified, think of all the reasons that you are qualified or up for the challenge. Up for the challenge. Rather than looking at something and saying like, I don't have what it takes, or I'm not capable, or I'm not qualified to do that, look at it instead and say, let me think of the ways that I'm up for this challenge. Let me think of the ways that I can use my personality and my skills and who I am to overcome or get where I need to go. And I wrote this down like in huge giant letters, and I said, I have education and experience that qualifies me to be here. For me, in my role as a superstar director, do you know that there are times where I feel like I'm inadequate or I don't have the capability to do a task that's set before me? And I have to remind myself, I have experience that qualifies me to be here. She asked us to think about times in our business where we felt inadequate or like we didn't belong or nervous about doing something. And I wrote these things down, and I'm being very transparent with you so you can see. My first Superstar Director Summit was one of those times. Terrified to go. I'm a brand new SSD. Some of these SSDs have been SSDs for 10, 12 years. They have thousands and thousands of people in their downline, and I'm brand new. What the heck do I have? I don't know what I'm doing. Speaking at SFR. SFR is Scentsy Family Reunion, speaking live and in person. I did live presentations to thousands of people. Terrified. Do you want to know what I wrote next? Hosting Rockstar Rally. Hosting Rockstar Rally. Do you know that on Tuesdays, not every Tuesday, but every once in a while when Tuesday comes around, I feel inadequate or unqualified to lead this Tuesday night call, thinking I have nothing left to offer. I have nothing left that I could say that would be worth listening to. Why would they want to hear from me? What do I know? These feelings are not unique to you and your situation. These feelings even happen to me. So if you're sitting here thinking any of these things about yourself, you're not alone, because clearly I'm a superstar director and I feel that way even about Tuesday night Rockstar Rally. I feel that way about hosting Rockstar Retreat, which is next week, where I have 24 of you beautiful directors and above coming to Rockstar Retreat. And I'm thinking, all leading up to it, what am I going to have to say that will change their life? What can I offer that's going to be meaningful? What do I know? I don't deserve to do this. I don't have what it takes to do this. Coaching calls. Sometimes when you sign up for coaching calls, I'm like, what am I going to say that's going to help them in their business? I'm not qualified. All of these things are real things in my life that I feel unqualified to do at times. So if you're, but here's the thing. Did I go to that first Superstar Director Summit? Yes, I did. Did I speak at SFR? Yes, I did. Do I come and show up and lead Rockstar Rally every Tuesday without fail? Yes, I do. Have I hosted Rockstar Retreat anyway? Yes. Do I do coaching calls if you need help? Yes. I do them anyway. I'm not ever going to allow my feelings of inadequacy prevent me from getting what I really want out of this business or helping someone else, serving another person. And you cannot let those feelings that you have in your life and your business do the same to you. You cannot let those things control where you're going to go in your business and what the ultimate outcome of your business is. Here's how you work through it. You talk about it and you be vulnerable, just like I did with you right now. This is me working through imposter syndrome. But this is how you work through it as well. You talk back to that voice in your head that tells you you can't or you're not qualified. When someone comes to you and they say, I want to have a party, and you're like, I don't know what the frick to even do. Online party? I don't even know what the name of this free warmer is in the starter kit. Heck, I didn't even know there was a free warmer in the starter kit. When all those voices come into your head, you talk back to those voices and you tell them the truth of why you're up for the challenge. Another way is that you're there for one another, especially now. The world sucks right now. Ew. The world sucks. Let's just be honest. But you know what doesn't suck? Scentsy and Radiant Rockstars. Be there for one another. Make the effort to recognize your successes. Make the effort to not compare yourself and be the very best that you can be. And then I wrote this in huge letters. I am the captain of my boat. I am the captain of my boat. And you are the captain of your boat. You have what it takes. You have education and experience that qualifies you to be here. Lastly, Chuck Thompson got up and talked about generosity. And you guys, I haven't spent a lot of time personally with Chuck Thompson. I've spent a lot of time with a lot of other leaders in Scentsy, but Chuck Thompson spoke to us about generosity, and it was so moving to hear his transparency. And he just looked at all of us and he just said, you know what? It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about who you can serve. It's about the people in your circle. It's not about your paycheck. It's not about how much money you make. It's not about how much money you can make. It's literally about bringing value to the world. That's our mission statement. That's our Scentsy mission statement. And as a Scentsy consultant, you have both the responsibility and the opportunity to live into that beautiful mission statement. He said over and over again, just like Orville has taught us through the years, try not to become a man of success, rather become a man of value. It's not about success and money. It's about giving value to the world and bringing value to those around you. And you know what? It's something I didn't really understand. But Andrea Keene, who also went to Superstar Director Summit, and I were talking on the very last day, and she said, you know what's so interesting to me? Is that all of the people, and I'm just going to use these words because that's what she really said, but she said, you know what? All the big ballers in Scentsy, all the people big balling in Scentsy, she said, these are the kindest, most welcoming people who sought me out and wanted to know me by name. These are the most genuine people who sat at my table with me. And I thought to myself, there's a beautiful connection there. None of them are focused on money or what they can make or being a person of success. They're focused on being a person of value and giving more than they take and making people feel loved and connected and important. And the success just follows. the success just follows. And it was a beautiful reminder of really what we're doing here. We're really about bringing value to the world. The success just follows.